Ohtani, they struggled so far on the road. That will be motivation enough. Go out there, command all your pitches, and pitch ahead in the count.
He did hit a pretty big home run in Arizona earlier this year. Hopefully more of that tonight as well. Let's send it out to Chase Field in Arizona. Joe and Jessica, take it away.
All right, John, welcome to Phoenix and welcome to Tuesday Night Baseball on Sportsnet LA, brought to you by Arco. It's the final week of the regular season, and the Dodgers begin this road trip at Chase Field to take on the Diamondbacks with a magic number to clinch a 12th division title in 13 years at 3. Every Dodger win, every Padre loss will drop that, and when it hits 0, pop the champagne. Welcome, Insider. Per week's off to a great start. Joe Davis, Jessica Mendoza, Kirsten Watson joins us in a moment. It's not going to be an easy trip for the Dodgers to finish. Two teams that are right in the thick of things themselves.
Yeah, and it almost feels like the postseason here in the last regular season games because of what everyone's fighting for. I mean, you think about 2.5 game lead. You're watching the scoreboard. You're watching what the Padres are doing, and so are the Diamondbacks. They're trying to get into this thing as well.
In the first game of this series, it'll be Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers, coming off 5 no-hit innings against the Phillies his last time.
As good as I've seen him all season long, Joe, and the stuff was real. Not only the 5 Ks, of course the no hits, but 4 different pitches used on those 5 Ks. And how about hitting it up to 102 miles an hour? We saw him use his fastball more than we've seen him use all season long. Everything was working well for Shohei Ohtani, and it's been like that the last 3 starts.
Yeah, he's got a 0.66 ERA, just 1 run allowed over those last 3 games. Let's go down to Kirsten.
Go back to on Friday when the Dodgers clinched their postseason bid. Shortly after, when Dave Roberts was talking to the media, he said that he felt that there was a heightened level of just focus, especially with the eye set on winning the division. As you all mentioned, the magic number for the Dodgers is currently at 3, but they're not the only ones fighting for something in this series. The Diamondbacks are fighting for their own playoff bid to be a part of that wild card. So Dave Roberts shared today that he knows the Diamondbacks, they always face the Dodgers. It's a tough one. That's a young and scrappy team. So for him, the focus is all on the Dodgers. It's about continuing to play very good baseball, which he's been seeing from his group for the last 10 games, guys.
All right, Kirsten, you have the Dodgers 10-4 the last couple weeks. How in the world does Brandon Pfaadt get himself on the same graphic as Shohei Ohtani? He doesn't just start this game, but he's coming off 9 shutout innings, the best start of his career. We've got first pitch of game 1 coming up on Sportsnet LA. Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box, the mastermind behind the Monster Churro, Monster Mozzarella Stick, and Monster Tacos, and by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Shohei Ohtani, a couple hours earlier, made his way into Chase Field. Ready to start this game on the mound. September 16th, his last start, 5 no-hit innings, and his 50th home run. The first guy since Madison Bumgarner to do that in the same game. And that was 8 years ago. And Ohtani to start this game, and Dave Roberts said earlier today, playoff mode starts tonight. There's a chance we'll see him go deeper than 5 in this game. Dell Technologies hard drives with 2 home runs in his last 3 games. 53 for Ohtani, 1 shy of Kyle Schwarber for the National League lead, and 1 shy of his franchise record set a year ago. They'll lead things off for the Dodgers with this lineup presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers, with Betts and Freddie Freeman hitting 2 and 3. Max Muncy bats cleanup at third base, with Teoscar Hernández in right field hitting 5th. And left is Michael Conforto hitting .320 over the last almost month. Tommy Edmonds at second. And center field, Andy Pages, and Ben Rortvedt continues to handle the bulk of the catching duties with Will Smith out. They face off with Brandon Pfaadt, who's coming off the best start of his career. 9 shutout innings, but a no decision. It was 0-0 until the 11th in a duel with Justin Verlander of the Giants last week. The Giants scored 5 runs in the 11th inning in that game to win it. Pfaadt took a no decision, but a game, Jess, where he had those 9 shutout innings on just 1 hit and 1 walk.
That was the best start of the season from a guy who has not missed a start all season long. That's pretty rare for any starting pitcher. He has elite control, very low walks, 1.9 per 9 innings pitched. He's not going to get a whole lot of swing and miss. Of the 6 pitches that he throws, it's his changeup that probably gets the most. It was the most successful that he had against his last start against the Dodgers. You look at that start, see his arsenal with the four-seam up the top, the sweeper, sinker, changeup, curveball, and cutter. As I mentioned, that changeup, Dodgers were 0 for 12 with 3 Ks, but they pretty much slugged all other pitches he threw.
He has won 4 of his last 5 starts against the Dodgers going back the last few years. 26-year-old from Louisville, Kentucky, who's in his 3rd season in the major leagues, and one of the biggest starts of his career coming right here. Off of the best start of his career, one of the biggest. This team was 9 back at the deadline. Only the Brewers and the Phillies have been better in the 2 months since, and they start the day 1 back of a playoff spot with 1 week left. Ohtani climbs in, and off we go with a fastball to the outside corner and strike 1. Now, in addition to those 53 home runs, 1 shy of the league lead, 1 shy of his own franchise record, he's reached base 26 games in a row. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ohtani. This Dodger offense coming to life the last couple weeks. 6 runs per game as they've won 10 of their last 14. The 1-1. Poked down the left field line, foul. Ohtani at Chase Field and just about everywhere else has hit the ball hard, but here's what it's looked like in this building.
Definitely diversified the singles all over the field, and even when you look at the home runs, the 4 that he's hit here, left center, straight center, out to right field, and 5 doubles on top of that.
Does have a home run against Fott in his career. On this 1-2 pitch, fouls it off. Dodgers scored 4 runs on 8 hits against Fott less than a month ago at Dodger Stadium. But when they faced him here back in May, 6 1/3 scoreless innings, and that's kind of been the story for him. He's been one of the best pitchers in the league at home, one of the worst on the road. Ohtani muscles this ball to second, and an easy one for Marte to get this game started. Up comes Mookie Betts. 372 against the Diamondbacks this season, and against Brandon Fott, he's hitting .450 with a pair of home runs.
9 for 20. A couple walks mixed in the slug. Pair that with as good as he's been the last couple months of the season. It's a good matchup for Mookie.
Now, Mookie had a 3-hit game against the Cardinals first week in August, and that has started a stretch where he's top 5 in the league in batting average, hitting .325. He's top 10 in the league in OPS, well above 900, and he's done that more than anybody in the National League, and that is club line drives. He's got a 1-out base hit.
Lots of difference. I mean, just a slight adjustment in swing path, and you see the difference. Instead of weak fly balls out to right field, instead he's taking the same pitch. This is a sinker away, middle away from his body. He's able to take that line drive swing, drive it into left field for a hit.
Dodgers have their first base runner, and up comes Freddie Freeman. Every guy that comes up, we're talking about doing something well against these Diamondbacks. Freddie Freeman, no different. One of the best hitters ever in this ballpark as we take a look at connections by Verizon Business. That .379 average, the best of any visiting player ever here. The OPS and the on-base second only to Barry Bonds. In foul ground at third, Blaze Alexander's over there. He's got room. 2 out. Up comes Max Muncy. 2 for 10 with a home run against the Giants over the weekend. Just 148 in his first 9 games since coming off of the injured list. He comes off of the injured list. He's feeling his way back from the oblique injury. Then he gets hit on the arm. Then he gets hit on the head. And so there's been some bumps and bruises along the way as he's trying to recapture that feeling. He takes inside from Fott. Guy that has changed this lineup when he's been in there. She knew that he was valuable, but the value never clearer than this summer when they went without him for long stretches. Change for a strike, 1-1.
Just look at the difference in winning percentage with Max Muncy in the lineup. How he's added so much depth. Of course, the power is part of the lineup.
Ahead of fought 2-1. Betts a good lead at first. Fott will check on him. Magic number to clinch the division for the Dodgers at 3. Padres getting a walk-off win in their first game against the Brewers yesterday. Getting started at Petco right about now. 2-2 on Muncy. So the Dodgers first order of business to clinch the division. It would be a 12th division title in 13 years. They've already matched the Atlanta Braves with a 14th consecutive postseason trip. They've clinched that. The Braves of the 90s and the early 2000s. On 2-2, Muncy gets out of the way of ball 3. And so Betts will get a head start from first. Muncy hits a high fly ball to right field. Carroll backpedals on it, shy of the track. He's got room on a scoreless top of the first inning for Brandon Pfaadt. Here comes Shohei Ohtani trying to keep on rolling. Lineup for the Diamondbacks on this Tuesday night looks like this. Geraldo Perdomo leads off. Ketel Marte, then Corbin Carroll, as good of a top 3 as you're going to find in the National League outside of Los Angeles at this point. Moreno, Alexander, and Vargas through the heart of the lineup. Thomas, McCann, and McCarthy round things out for Torey Lovullo. Coming off those 5 no-hit innings, here's Shohei Ohtani. Last 3 starts, opponents are hitting 109 against him. And he's given up just 1 run in those 3 starts.
And he's kicking in another gear. We saw it not just with the fastball velocity, hitting up to 102 miles an hour, which ties a career high. And he was facing one of the better lineups in those no-hit innings against the Phillies. But just over the course of the last 3 starts, throwing the four-seam fastball a little bit more. In fact, almost 50% of the time the last start, the breaking balls have been the ones that have been the key, the biggest swing and miss that he's gotten.
So here we go. He comes home to Perdomo, and he's in there with a fastball for strike 1. The Dodgers, of course, have been very thoughtful, intentional, deliberate about the way they've built him up. Didn't make his first appearance until mid-June, with the goal being that he'd be ascending at this point. That's a broken bat. Pop flying to right field. Here comes Hernandez. He gets there for the first out of the game as that bat went flying up into the netting above the dugout.
Yeah, that came out off the broken bat. Part of the ball came off the bat, flying into that net.
So 1 bat broken, 1 out recorded, and up comes Ketel Marte. Strike 1, challenged him with a fastball. Marte has saved his best for the Dodgers this year. 4 home runs in 10 games for a guy that finished 3rd in MVP voting last year. It was Shohei that won it, of course, with Francisco Lindor finishing 2nd, and then Marte, a perennial all-star, was 3rd. Curves in the dirt. It's 1-1. We were talking about Ohtani in the build-up, and this going exactly how you would envision when the Dodgers put together the plan back in the spring. You don't know how it's going to go. Unprecedented for a guy coming off Tommy John like this, being a 2-way guy. But it has gone as perfect as they could have hoped. And then you have the 5 no-hit innings last time where he's only at 68 pitches, and it's like, why doesn't he go back out there? And Dave Roberts asked Shohei, how are you feeling? Shohei said, I'm good, and it's up to you. And Dave said, no. We've put together this plan. We're not going to decide in the moment to change it. 5 innings is what we've decided, and so he ended it right there, even though it was 68 pitches. Marte's out number 2. But following those 5 no-hit innings, they sat down, had another conversation, and the decision is that playoff mode begins right now. And so he's going to go perhaps 6 innings in this game. They didn't want the postseason to be the first time that he went into that territory. And Dave Roberts put it this way: everything's gone so well to this point. We have the foundation in place. We have the base that we want. Let's start treating this like October.
Well, and I think having that plan well ahead of time, because the conversation you're talking about, I mean, Shohei Ohtani was on deck. So he's preparing to hit, trying to make that decision. Do I want to stay in? Well, of course, you know, the way Shohei is, he's deferring to his manager. But ultimately, you know that he wants more. And I think trying to figure out that plan ahead of a start. Of course, after that 5 no-hit innings, the bullpen gave up 6 runs in the 6th inning. So there's a reaction from fans and, you know, just, oh man, 68 pitches. We could have used another inning from Shohei. Now he's ready to do it.
Falls behind Corbin Carroll 2-1. 50-50 man on the mound, 30-30 man in the batter's box. First guy in franchise history to have a season like this. Goal for him coming into the year was to hit for more power. He's done that. He's 31 home runs to 30 stolen bases. He's gone crazy lately with the speed numbers. They've kind of taken a back seat for a lot of the year to the power.
Only 1 home run since September 6th.
Curve falls out of the sky to get him looking. And so the only man that has more extra base hits than Corbin Carroll this season strikes him out.
Your Dodgers are back in the postseason, and now's your chance to experience the thrill of October baseball live at Dodger Stadium. Secure your postseason tickets at Dodgers.com/postseason.
Teoscar Hernández starts the second for the Dodgers, takes a strike from Brandon Pfaadt. Well, during the break, they honored Clayton Kershaw here at Chase Field. He got a great hand from this crowd, which is packed on a Tuesday night. Clayton Kershaw, by the way, went into Dave Roberts' office the other day and said, hey, on my off days, my side days, I'd like to go down and be available out of the bullpen. And so tonight and tomorrow, Kershaw is going to head down there to the pen as the get a little bit deeper into the game. Look, Clayton sees what we all see, that it's going to be really hard for him to be a starter in the postseason, and he wants to contribute any way that he can. And so he'll go down there, and if they need him tonight or tomorrow, Dave Roberts is going to use him. He's still lined up to start the game in Seattle to finish the year, but going to get a little practice coming out of the pen, which is the likely role for him in October. Here's a 1-2 to Teoscar, and there's ball 2. So a couple additions to that pen. You've got Kershaw for these couple days. Roki Sasaki is going to be activated tomorrow and is the ultimate wild card here over the last week. That's a high drive to deep left field. Back goes McCarthy at the wall. It is gone. Teoscar Hernández finds the seats, and the Dodgers strike first. Number 25 of the year for Teoscar. 1-0 in the second.
Gets into a good count. 2 strikes. That sinker moving away from the barrel, but there's a nice job getting around this thing. And just enough. You see McCarthy going back. The reach still a few more inches above the glove.
So the Dodgers lead 1-0 as Michael Conforto comes up and takes a ball. And this for Brandon Pfaadt is an ongoing issue. And that is putting guys away with 2 strikes. Not just failing to put guys away, but giving up damage. That's the 15th 2-strike home run that he's allowed out of the 25 total. By far the most 2-strike home runs allowed in the league this year.
He doesn't have the swing and miss stuff. I mean, that's been the difference for him this year, is he attacks the strike zone, does a good job of getting ahead, getting to those 2-strike counts. Doesn't walk a whole lot of batters. But the swing and miss is just non-existent.
And foul ground. Alexander's over there to get Conforto. But it's one thing to give up contact and not be able to get strikeouts with 2 strikes. It's another to be giving up bombs.
That's where you just see the stuff too, especially that sinker. I mean, that's a pitch he's leaned a whole heck of a lot on. Hitters are hitting 300 against that pitch with a ton of slug, and it's continued to be his go-to pitch. It's a pitch that he's very comfortable throwing, and yet even though he's struggled with it, he has not been able to mix up even the predictability of what he's going to throw.
High fastball gets a swing and a miss. Tommy Edman, Dodgers second baseman today. has not had the production since coming off of the injured list, but the Dodgers happy with his swing, happy with the at-bat quality. 6 for 29 since returning, but he's got just 1 K out of those 29 at-bats. Been a little bit of tough luck sprinkled in. The 1-1 from Fott. Fouled back, 1-2. This is the side that he has to put the most work in. Natural swing is the other side. He felt like when he was on the injured list, he was able to, away from the pressure of performing in the game, really get this swing to a good place. Lays off 2-2. Fott trying to find that put away pitch again. This time he doesn't. That's a pretty pitch right there.
Well, especially because again he leans on that sinker just off the plate. It's a call he definitely wants.
He's saying, I finally made that 2-strike pitch I was looking for. Didn't get the call, but he comes back and makes another good one to strike out Edman. His first strikeout of the game. Two gone in this second inning. Up comes Andy Pages, one of the hottest hitters for the Dodgers, with a .400 average his last 11 games. Flies the first one he sees to center field. No big deal for Alek Thomas. Dodgers get on the board though as Teoscar Hernández hits his 4th home run in his last 12 games. Middle 2, 1-0. If Ohtani and the Dodgers strike out 7 in this game, you get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. On we go to the bottom of the second. Gabriel Moreno leads off and takes a ball from Ohtani, who worked a 1-2-3 second. 4-0 Padres. A first inning Ryan O'Hearn grand slam. Keeping the pressure on the Dodgers here. Fastball misses in, 2-0. Moreno, who comes in off a 3-hit game on Sunday and a .381 average over an 11-game on-base streak. Guy that has always hit the Dodgers hard. Takes outside to move ahead 3-0. In the playoffs a couple years ago, whether it's been playoffs or regular season, how about 7 home runs and 26 driven in 27 games against LA?
We have play-by-play in color on right now. There was
3-2. Got him. Blew a fastball by him after falling behind 3-1. Ohtani strikes out Moreno for the first out of the second.
Absolute movement, velocity, everything working on this two-seam. 94 miles an hour into the hands of Moreno.
So Ohtani's retired the first 4 that he's faced after the 5 no-hit innings against the Phillies. Little high with a fastball to Blaze Alexander, who has taken over the everyday third base job with Eugenio Suarez going to Seattle. It is remarkable what these Diamondbacks have become, selling off at the deadline when they were 9 games back. And you look at an offense that discards Suarez, who had 36 home runs at that point, discards Josh Naylor, who was hitting .290. Gurriel blows out his knee. Yet they're still 4th in the majors in runs, and they've been even better since those guys left.
Yeah, the production has only continued to increase. And you got to remember, Eugenio Suarez was, I mean, he was on fire. The home runs, the long ball, and both him and Naylor go to the Mariners. And what's unbelievable, so you're thinking, all right, Diamondbacks are done. They're back half of the season, but the offense went up. And what they struggled with the most was actually their pitching, their bullpen. And even that has somewhat improved since even shedding a lot of those guys. Between injuries and what they did at the deadline, this is a shell of a team than they were back in March.
Torlovello said that he's encouraging his guys to scoreboard watch. He said, heck, baseball talk is, no, we don't look at the scoreboard. He said, you know what? I want my guys to scoreboard watch. They've earned it. Let's enjoy this last week. That never looked like it was going to come for these guys. 1-2 to 3-2. Ohtani delivers to Alexander. Of course, won the pennant, surprise fashion 2 years ago, taking down the Dodgers in the division series. Actually won more games last year, but they missed the playoffs. Lost out on a 3-way tiebreaker with the Mets and with the Braves. And trying to make a late push to get in. Under the payoff from Ohtani, Alexander chases a slider for strike 3. 3 in a row for Shohei.
Used 5 different pitches to get outs. This one, the sweeper, just going away from the barrel of Alexander. You see that just late movement. It's nasty. Between the velocity going up on the fastball, the movement on the breaking ball.
Adamaro Vargas looks at strike 1. A backdoor cutter there for the first pitch from Ohtani. You just never know what it's going to be from start to start, from at bat to at bat, what's going to be working best for Shohei. But you can bet on something being working. That's the argument for a deep arsenal. Curve falls out of the sky and he couldn't lay off. 73 from nose to toes right there.
Nose to toes is right. I mean, where this pitch starts in the zone and then just, you're talking 10 to 12 inches vertical movement down. I mean, you got no chance, Joe. When you're deciding to make that swing, it's such late movement. It is in the zone and then it's not once you get about 3/4 of the way through your swing.
And you got to be geared up for triple digits.
Yes.
So there's 99, 26 miles per hour more 2 pitches later. 6 up, 6 down for Shohei Ohtani. Time for the T-Mobile coverage cam as we welcome you back here to Chase Field in Phoenix. Ohtani 6 up, 6 down, hustles in there. Javier's right behind him with all the tools of the trade, of the other trade. And he gets geared up. Just now making his way into the on-deck circle. Dodgers up 1-0 on a Teoscar Hernández home run. It's been Rortvedt to lead off this third, and he takes a strike from Brandon Pfaadt. Rortvedt hitting .270 since coming to the Dodgers. That's the icing on top of the catching cake. When he's the catcher, the collective ERA is .292. So those are the numbers. And then you start talking to the pitchers, you talk to the staff, and he has earned unanimous admiration from those guys in place of Will Smith.
To do it as quickly as he's done as well. I mean, they talk about, I mean, his nickname, Benny Biceps, and how much joy he brings. So not just the knowledge and what he's done behind the plate, but he's the guy already bringing a lot of that chemistry.
Rips one to first. That's caught by Vargas. And it brings up Ohtani. Just an absolute marvel. I think it's always important in whatever it is that you're doing to allow yourself to be in awe. And this guy gives us chances every night. Almost punctures the ceiling here. On a pop fly left side for Alexander. 2 up and 2 down in the third. He did once puncture a hole in the Tokyo Dome with a home run that poked right through it. That's not even just one of those legend has it things. It actually happened. That'll be a few pages in that very thick book.
Yeah.
One of the many thick books that'll be written about him as time goes on.
To do something that no one else has done, or very few have. Tokyo Dome, I mean, it's no joke. Superhuman.
Fott looking for his first clean inning of the day. Betts as one of the 2 hits for the Dodgers takes a strike. Strike 2. Fott fires. On a 1-2, Betts lays off way outside. Count evens 2-2. Fott newly extended 5-year contract this spring. Delivers a 2-2 pitch, and it's gone full on Betts. Some flashes of dominance his first couple years. Pitch well in the postseason for him, and they love the person, betting on the person as much as the pitcher. Here's his payoff. He gets Betts swinging. He's got his first clean inning of the day. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. is the only place to get the Western Bacon Cheeseburger. But if you tango with a spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger, upstairs, ball 1 on Alec Thomas. Bottom of the Diamondbacks order here. Thomas, McCann, and McCarthy against Ohtani, who's retired the first 6 that he's faced. Is 1-0. It's a curve that has been gorgeous tonight. It still has not given up a hit this year.
Oh yes, love the look.
Oh, fastball ricochets off Ohtani on the comebacker. Throws late to first. Yeah, everybody holds their breath. The obligatory trip to the mound to check on a pitcher who gets hit by a comebacker, but this one comes with a little more tension.
106 miles an hour direct hit to Shohei. This is the part that scared me, is when he was scrambling just to still try to get Thomas out.
Still can't tell totally where it got him. I don't know if it got him like on the palm of the glove hand or the forearm. But he says that he's good. Shaking that left hand. Of course, the more pressing thing there would be as a hitter. All right, so the leadoff man is on. There's another discarded bat as James McCann swings and misses. That hit, by the way, is the first one that Ohtani's given up since the Baltimore start. It's 2 starts ago. So James McCann, who's doing the catching tonight for the Diamondbacks, longtime Major League catcher out of Santa Barbara originally, more than a decade in the big leagues. First half of this year, though, is in AAA in the Atlanta organization. Braves cut him loose. Diamondbacks picked him up in late June. And lately he's been playing a little bit more because he's been hitting 2 home runs, 7 driven in the last 4 games. On the days where he catches, they still have Moreno in there DHing. Looking for every edge they can get. This last playoff push. Got a chase on a pitch not close.
This is a big part of the Diamondbacks offense. A lot of aggressive hitting, swinging for power. Padres already in the bottom of the second, 6 runs on the Brewers.
Why not go back to the well if you got a chase? It's that far out there. Don't make it any easier for him unless he makes you. Fastball to 100 to strike him out. McCann's all geared up to protect away, and then you get that ball sinking in there at 100.
Yeah, exactly. Everything had been away, and you look at actually where Rortvedt is set up. It was away. So miss at 100 miles an hour in the inside part of the plate. The swing and miss. 11th swing and miss already for Shohei here in the 3rd inning.
4th strikeout of the game. 1-on-1 out. Here's the 9-hitter Jake McCarthy. Getting everyday at bats now in left field. Lourdes Gurriel tearing his ACL on September 1st, and so McCarthy getting a chance to be out there daily and get a little bit of rhythm going. He was off on Sunday in their last game, but had 3 hits on Saturday the last time he played. On a 1-0 from Ohtani, grounds it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCarthy made the opening day roster, but he started 3 for 41. And so they sent him to AAA, and he was there for 2 months. Comes back up in mid-June. He's been a lot better lately. And has helped really improve the defense. Nasty curve. That's part of the equation for the Diamondbacks that doesn't get talked about. Yeah, they get rid of Suarez and Naylor, and it hurts the offense, but also losing Gurriel, while it maybe hurts the offense on the surface, all these things, it has helped the defense and the run prevention department. Back-to-back curves to get him, and back-to-back Ks here in the 3rd.
Started him off with back-to-back cutters away and then in, and then the breaking ball just disappears. You see the movement on this thing. It has been dirty all game long.
Teoscar Hernandez's home run, the difference in this game, as Geraldo Perdomo comes up and takes a ball. Flied out to right field his first time. You got the top 2 players in the National League facing off right here in terms of wins above replacement. Ohtani #1. You got Trey Turner at 3. Those are 2 names you don't bat an eye at. But yeah, Geraldo Perdomo, when you combine what he's done offensively with the bat, what he's done on the bases, what he's done playing a premium position at short. And Diamondbacks people tell you that that WAR number doesn't fully encapsulate everything he means to this team in terms of leadership and pouring into everybody around him. You get some superstar players who laser focused on me. I'm going to do my thing, and then I help the team by doing that. Yeah, he's focused on himself, but he also spends a lot of time making sure that the other guys around him are feeling good too, that there's a good vibe, and that he can help out any way he can with his teammates. So it's not just his production, but it's what he's meant for everybody else too.
Only smells the postseason. He's gotten better as the month has switched to September. He hitting over 400 since September 9th.
1-2 from Ohtani. Gets him swinging. The fastball makes it 3 Ks in a row, and 6 through 3.
How's it in? The breaking ball twice back to back, and then the fastball 99 miles an hour. All 6 strikeouts here through the first 3 innings.
Freddie Freeman starts the 4th for the Dodgers and fouls off Brandon Pfaadt's first pitch. Freeman, Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez coming up here. It was Hernandez's home run in the 2nd inning that started the scoring in this game. These teams have split the 10 games so far this year. Winner of this series takes the season series. If the Dodgers do it, it'll be a 7th year in a row that they won the season series against Arizona. Oh-2 from Fott. Punch left side. Backhand Alexander heaves it across. Infield hit Freddie Freeman. Heck of an effort from Blaze Alexander. But had a long way to go to even give it a shot, and Freeman legs out the infield hit.
It was impressive he'd even made this close. I mean, look at the backhand. The fact that he even gets this ball, throws it down the line as he's running down the line. Freddie beats it out by maybe half a step as his helmet flies off. He had to earn that hit.
Yeah, speaking of playoff mode, flying up the line like that, the Dodger first baseman. This time last year, he couldn't play last week of the year because of the bad ankle. There's Muncy. Almost hit him. So first order of business this week, win the division, celebrate accordingly. Next order of business, get some confidence for the bullpen. But the overarching thing is just get there healthy.
Yeah.
You know, the big one right now is Will Smith, hoping that he can get right quickly, but that's just moving along really slowly. Just don't add anybody else to the infirmary. Two 2-0. Here comes Fott. Strike one, and down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, for Will Smith, unfortunately, recently, a MRI did reveal just a hand fracture in that right hand. So for him, he is on the road trip. He's going to continue on to Seattle with the group. Dave Roberts was saying as much as he continues to feel better, he's wearing that splint. He's still day-to-day. So if they can get him out there for a game before the end of the regular season, they would love to. But if not, they're hoping to get him ready come October, guys.
All right, Kirsten, as Muncy pops out left side for the first out of the fourth. Game one of the wild card round, which is where it looks like it's ultimately headed a week from tonight, likely at Dodger Stadium. Teoscar Hernández, who led off the second with a home run.
Got that two-seam fastball away, clearing the fence out in left field. The run scoring going for the Dodgers.
Hernandez had a red hot week where it's like, thank God he's finally coming. And then you just look at the borderline or the surface numbers the last few days. 2 for his last 20. Man, he's fallen back into it again. But the at-bat quality has still been there. Dave Roberts was talking about that before the game today. Flexes this ball to second and caught by Marte. Back to first. No throw. Freeman in there safe. And so Dave Roberts and the hitting coaches were bracing and saying, like, hey, yeah, you want to see a few more hits, but they're hopeful that the better version of him is here to stay. The version that we saw in San Francisco, we saw to begin the homestand against the Phillies. The most noticeable evidence of that is that the strikeouts haven't been there in this 2 for 20.
In the chase. I mean, just the fact that he's taking the pitches that are off the plate. When he was struggling, you're trying to make things happening, and he would start to chase pitches out of the zone. It's probably been the biggest difference from Teoscar is, yeah, maybe not the hits are always falling. Shoot, he just had a home run back in the second, but it's laying off the pitches he's not going to be able to hit, getting good pitches that he can drive.
The hitter's Conforto here, who popped out his first time. Conforto's homered against Fott twice. Good take. Tough change right there. Knocked in the Dodgers' lone run in their last game on Sunday. And overall, almost a month stretch, hitting .320. Things were hanging in the balance there going into the deadline throughout August when he was still struggling to get it going. Felt like it was kind of hanging by a thread and just waiting on somebody to step up out there, but he solidified his place as part of at least a platoon in the postseason. On this 2-1 pitch, rips and misses.
Still in the fourth swing and miss. 23 swings from the Dodgers, and we talked about it kind of off the top. Brandon Pfaadt just doesn't have that same swing and miss stuff. Get to 2 strikes, but has a hard time putting away hitters.
Here he comes with the 2-2. And this time he's able to finish him. Third strikeout for Pfaadt. To the bottom of the fourth we go.
Mookie Betts has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, and fans can vote to recognize who best represents the game through positive contributions. Vote today at MLBtogether.com/Clemente Award.
All right, Kirsten, last of the fourth here in Phoenix. Dodgers have the 1-0 lead in the Teoscar Hernández home run. 2, 3, and 4 for the Diamondbacks. Ketel Marte lines the base hit into center field. Marte with his 7th hit the last 4 games. And the leadoff man aboard.
Continues his stretch run against this Dodger team. 323 batting average against him. Actually not a bad pitch. Keeps that front foot open to get a fastball down and in. Just drives it up the middle.
Ohtani was 6 strikeouts over 3 scoreless innings. Corbin Carroll fouls off a fastball. He's gotten 14 swings and misses over the first 3. That's a career high through 3 innings. Talk about the plan that you put together in the offseason, coming on not just the offseason, but back to last year with the rehab for the arm, and then how are you going to handle this here building them up? And Dodgers so pleased with the way that it's gone. A credit first and foremost to him, to the work that he puts in, the rehab and the maintenance since he's off rehab. Credit to the training staff, the medical staff, helping put the plan together.
Just the absolute dedication and focus that it takes to be 2 different people in one, and you could argue 10 different people ultimately, but to have a pitching mindset is so much different than what he's talked about it, how much different he is in his head at the plate when he's just hitting versus the games like this when he's doing both. The expectation he has on himself as a pitcher versus a hitter. This is his craft. This is something he takes so much pride in. And as much as we've seen him do everything last year, the 50-50 club, all the stuff offensively, this is ultimately what Shohei puts on the top of all his shelves of priorities, focus, and what he really ultimately wants to be the best at.
You use the word craft. Hitting is more reactionary. Hard to have that look like a craft, feel like a craft. I know your swing can be a craft, but when you're the one dictating the terms, that's, I think, where you can drive it to that level of craft.
Yes. And that's where I think it challenges him in a way that nothing else in this sport can. I mean, just watching what he does game to game. I mean, he tries to be so unpredictable and changing the way that he'll throw every pitch and how he throws them. And it's so hard because pitchers are so routine, and yet he mixes it up. Kicks it to another gear. I mean, what he's done these last 3 starts has been unbelievable.
Carroll battling, stays alive at 2-2. His 8th pitch to Carroll. A fastball at 101 for strike 3. Carroll blinks through it. There's a curve that he got him looking with the first time. Here, the opposite of that, straight and firm.
Corbin Carroll thought I was going to continue off the plate. I mean, this is dotted, Joe. I mean, right on the outside part of the plate, 101 miles an hour.
Jumbo jacks for all. 7 Ks already for Shohei Ohtani. Slider misses away to Gabriel Moreno. Jerry Seinfeld has spoken a lot about craft. Back to that word. Took me a second here. I wanted to find his exact definition of it before I brought it up. Solitude and precision, refining a tiny thing for the sake of it.
Holy moly. I mean, that is Shohei when he pitches.
Seinfeld will spend months refining his jokes like down to the word. I'm talking an all-timer, but behind the scenes in that solitude, that stuff doesn't just happen, right? The greatness doesn't just happen. It's those moments behind the scene when the greats of the greats are boiling it down to the word.
I mean, solitude and precision, you couldn't describe Shohei any better. I mean, what he does on his own when no one is watching, and there aren't the trainers and the staff and everyone that can help you and give you access. What he does on his own.
Three and two on Moreno. Marte's at first, representing the tying run. Not as much of a running threat as he once was. A swing and a miss from Moreno, and back-to-back Ks for Ohtani, giving him 8 for the game.
Watch this four-seam just ride up. I mean, this is like a softball rise ball with wicked movement up in the hands. Sword-like for Moreno. No chance being able to catch up to that.
2 gone in the 4th. Alexander in there with a strike. So after the 5 no-hit innings, he's given up just 2 singles over 3 2/3 scoreless, racking up 8 strikeouts in the process. Ground ball towards the middle. Betts is there, feeds it to Edman. 4 scoreless in the books for Shohei Ohtani, who's given up just 1 run in his last 4 games. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Teoscar Hernández's home run, the only scoring in this game, already to the top of the 5th. Tommy Edman to lead off against Brandon Pfaadt. Spins one over the inside corner for a strike. Edman struck out his first time. That's one of the 3 so far for Pfaadt. And if you happen to just join us, you may be saying, what's going on here? So repeat what mentioned earlier. Diving stop by Ketel Marte. Heck of a play to get Tommy Edman. Yeah, Clayton Kershaw has volunteered to go down to the bullpen. He went into Dave Roberts' office the other day and said, hey, those couple days, which would be my side days between starts, I'll be available out of the pen should you need me, and then still be lined up this weekend in Seattle. But he sees the writing on the wall. He can read the room, so to speak, that he probably is not going to have a spot in the rotation in the postseason. He knows that this will be his role and wants a little work at it. Strike on Pages.
Clayton, the lefty, out of the bullpen. I mean, this is definitely an interesting mix for decision making, because it was almost an easier decision knowing he'd be the 6th starter in this rotation. But knowing that the bullpen is the weakness and where there is help needed. But we haven't seen Clayton out of the bullpen. I mean, he'd take away any postseason couple appearances. This is not a normal thing. Not normal stuff out of the bullpen either. I'm excited to see it the last week of the season, these next couple games.
Pfaadt to Pages 0-2, very high. We started to talk about earlier, Roki Sasaki is going to get activated tomorrow. He's been sitting 98 in his rehabs. He's touched 100. The splitter's been good. And Dave Roberts said if he can find the strike zone, then there are no limits to what he could mean for him. 2 gone in the 5th as Pages takes strike 3. Likely going to be short bursts, but then there's the whole idea of bouncing back from that, and so that's something they want to see here, and you're only really going to have one chance to give him that this week. When he's activated, there'll be 5 games left to give you one chance really to have him go, and then come back a couple days after that, see how he recovers, see how he takes to a role that he's never pitched in. They're kind of the ultimate wild card going into the wild card as Rortvedt swings and misses.
And pressure. I mean, that to me is what you're really testing, is how do you handle pressure? Because he's done a great job down in the minors. He's figured out a lot of the tweaks and physical stuff that they were working on. But the mental part of everything that we know is there. First of all, being on this team, period, but being on this team in October, it's a different level of expectation.
I think our director, Ben Dillenberger, thinks Emmett Sheehan's going to be an important part of the bullpen, too. I think he's right. Just misses on Rortvedt, ball 1. Another splendid performance from him on Sunday, and just kind of a numbers game there, too. You really only need 4 starters in the postseason, and it's hard to say that it's not going to be Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani. But like you said, with the pen being, crying for help, there is a great solution.
These numbers, though. I mean, like, this is the plethora of riches that did not exist, by the way, a year ago for a Dodger team that was kind of limping in the their starting rotation.
That's a 1, 2, 3, 5th inning. That's 6 in a row retired by 5.
On the next Backstage Dodgers, Mookie Betts recaps a challenging 2025 season and how he became one of the best shortstops in the game. Plus, Clayton Kershaw announces his retirement and starts his final regular season game at home. Check out Backstage Dodgers this Friday after the post-game show.
Dominant stuff on the mound again tonight for Shohei Ohtani. 8 strikeouts over 4 scoreless innings. Not walked anybody. He's given up just 2 singles. It's the final start of the regular season for him tonight. It's the 100th start of his major league career. Let's get a word from Morongo.
War, live at Morongo, December 6th. Good time.
Anytime you reach a landmark like that, it's fun to take stock with a guy like this, see where he's at. Second highest strikeout rate for any pitcher ever at the 100 start mark. The only guy with a higher strikeout rate through 100 starts is Tyler Glasnow when he was at 100. He's got the 5th best opponent's average through 100 starts, and he's one of 2 guys ever to make 100 starts and hit 100 home runs. Of course, Babe Ruth being the other. Shohei well past the 100. Heck, he's hit 100 in his 2 years with the Dodgers. 278 total. Ildemaro Vargas squares around and gets out of the way. Ball 1 to open this 5th. Vargas, Thomas, McCann. That's 6, 7, and 8 for the Diamondbacks. Down a run in this game. Down a half game behind the Reds, who lost to the Pirates earlier, and it looked like they were going to get a half game on the Mets as well, but the Mets for the moment saved their season perhaps. Down 6-1 at Wrigley Field in the 4th inning, came back to win 9-7. And so the Diamondbacks trying to keep pace with the Mets, team that they will have the tiebreaker over. They would not have the tiebreaker against the Reds. Of
course, the Diamondbacks finished their season against the Padres, which just adds a whole other flavor to this mix of scoreboard watching and everyone feeling like they're playing each other, that needs to be playing each other right now. But the Mariners swept Houston over the weekend. I mean, that was a huge, as the Dodgers head to Seattle, get some gain on the division on them.
Fly ball left center field. Pages converging with Conforto. It's Conforto to make the catch. And Vargas the first out of the 5th. How about today? In the first game between the Guardians and the Tigers, the Guardians win 5-2. It's the Tigers' 7th consecutive loss, and the Guardians now in first place.
Holy smokes.
85 and 72 both teams, but the Guardians have the tiebreaker.
You're talking about the Tigers that had the best AL record coming out of the All-Star break, right? That Tigers team.
Base at the right center for Alek Thomas, his second hit of the day. Tigers have been in sole possession of first since April 23rd, but lose that today.
They have been on a free fall, and something you really didn't see coming. The Tigers, not only the best record in the AL, but the best record in baseball for the first half of the season.
Had 5 guys in the starting lineup in the All-Star game, something like that. Tarek Skubal, of course, starting it.
Yeah.
McCann takes very high.
All the World Series talk. I mean, they looked unbeatable, let alone now losing to the Guardians in the division, let alone where they've dropped in the American League.
And on the National League side, it's a similar story for the Mets that has allowed the Diamondbacks and the Reds to climb back into it. The Mets haven't been outside of a playoff spot since April 5th. They dropped 11 of 15 coming into today, allowing the rest of the pack to catch up and make this a compelling final week in that race.
Well, anyone who has a Mets fan in their life can just feel the here we go again, the Metsing, right? Always negative anyway, even when the Mets are winning. Something's gonna happen. It's happened.
Ohtani to McCann with a 2-1 that's hit foul. And beyond it being a front of mind topic, just because Arizona is the team the Dodgers are playing, that 6th seed probably who the Dodgers are going to play. So the outcome of this race we're talking about, Mets, Reds, Diamondbacks, is probably going to dictate the opponent for the Dodgers next Tuesday. That's a bouncer back to Ohtani, throws it to the bag for 1. Edman to first, there's 2, a double play. 5 more scoreless innings from Ohtani, who's got a little look in his eye, doesn't he? A little extra edge tonight. The All-State Good Hands replay. Ohtani gets his comebacker and starts a 1-4-3 double play. Has to hustle off of the mound because he's going to lead off this inning at the plate.
Such great reacts. The way that he could do so many different things. I always think it'd be fun to, when we were talking about him pitching out the bullpen or what they could do if they didn't have the Ohtani rule, it's like, shoot, watch him play the outfield. Like, let's put him in all the positions. Shohei can do so many things. You saw a look at the defense in that last inning.
Dodgers trying to grow the lead. Only 1 hit, only 1 base run of the last 3 innings against Brandon Pfaadt, who delivers to Ohtani and misses away. Shohei's 26th game on base streak on the line here in the late innings. 0 for 2 so far. Tries to lay off. And does. Ball 2. 53 home runs, 2nd in the National League, and lately no better pitcher in the National League. Last 4 starts, he's got a 0.48 ERA, and opponents are hitting 127 against him. 27-4 strikeout to walk ratio in that time. The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the inside edge. Quick back away, got a reaction from an always Dodger heavy crowd in Phoenix. 3-0 to 3-2. The payoff misses away. Ball 4, leadoff walk, and a 27 game on base streak for the Dodger pitcher. Get a word from Carl's Jr.
You know Carl's Jr.'s Western Bacon Cheeseburger. Have you tangled with spicy Western Bacon?
That guy says it with a lot more gusto than I do. Here's Betts. singled in the first inning. Ohtani just 2 stolen bases in the month of September. $19 for the year. After the 59 last year, you would gladly 10 times out of 10 though trade out 40 stolen bases for the kind of pitching he's given them. The 1-1 to Mookie Betts. Popped off the end of the bat, shallow right field, routine for Marte. There's the first out of the 6th. And here's Freeman. 1 for 2. The Diamondbacks, who as part of their playoff pursuit have shaved it down to a 4-man rotation here for the last couple weeks. Loving what they're getting once again from Brandon Pfaadt, coming off the best start of his career with the 9 shutout innings. And now against the Dodger lineup, 5+, just 1 run.
Shohei just called safe on himself going back to the bag.
As if there was any question for Marvin Hudson.
So much more stoic Shohei is when he's pitching, but the fun comes out when he's running the bases, when he's at the plate, dugout. He's having fun over there at first base right now.
How about that little glare that he had coming off after the double play?
Yeah. It's like a different level of focus and intensity that you're not used to seeing all the time from Shohei, because he has that jovial, that childlike joy that's inside of him. But when he's pitching, it's killer. I'm coming right after you.
2-0. Freeman swings and misses at a butterfly change. 2-1. Leadoff walk for Ohtani. First walk of this game for either side. The 2-1 pitch. Freeman corks it foul.
Impressive he got barrel of that. 4 or 5 inches off the plate. Quick hands.
Fought to Freeman with a 2-2, and it goes full. Even with the 4-man rotation, Diamondbacks, like the Dodgers, going to get everything they can out of their starters. Even though they're only going to have a few days rest in between, they push them deep. That's the second walk of the inning after 5 innings without one. And the first runner in scoring position for the Dodgers tonight, for either team tonight. Well, as the Dodgers have gotten going offensively during this 10-4 stretch, yeah, they're hitting home runs at a higher rate than anybody, but they've also hit with runners in scoring position. 284 with men in scoring position during this 10-4 run. And his first opportunity in this game will belong to Max Muncy.
It's been pretty quiet on the base paths. I mean, Mookie Betts had the single in the first, Teo that home run in the second. Fairly quiet, no runners in scoring position, as you just mentioned, until now.
Dodgers looking for insurance with Ohtani at second, Freeman at first. Muncy's 0 for 2. But ahead 1-0.
Cutter and changeup for Fott, just big misses. Changeup something he leans on a ton, especially against this Dodger team. It was the pitch he had the most success with his last time out. Hard time getting good feel for that.
Really all 3 times. Dodgers 0 for 12 against the change against him this year. Well, in San Diego, it's 6-0 Padres. Looks like the best route to dropping that magic number may be doing it themselves tonight. Sits at 3. Here's a 2-0. Muncy takes a strike. Strike 2. On a 2-2 pitch, Muncy watches it miss low. Dodgers patient against Fott in this inning. Getting the first 2 walks of the day. And now Max Muncy run into 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ohtani off second. Freeman off first. Payoff pitch. Pop to left. McCarthy 2 away.
That was ball 4. Fastball up out of the zone. You can tell starting to struggle a little bit more here in the 6th. He only had 2 walks in his previous 3 starts. The back 2nd inning for Teoscar Hernández, and as his bat continues to do what it's been doing the last couple months, especially with the home runs. Run.
That is the offense today. 25 for the year for Teoscar. You hope that he can get his swing to a place where he feels like he's ready to be big game Teo when October gets here. So much of the year diminished by the lower body issues. Swings and misses at a first pitch sinker. Dives inside. Bullpen gets going. That's John Curtis. Hernandez says that a lot of the recent success has been that lower half has felt better. Like he's been able to tap into it in his swing instead of just being all arms. Pokes one to right center field. That's headed for the gap, and it's headed for the wall. Ohtani's in. Freeman's right behind him. Hernandez heads for third. It's Teoscar 3, Arizona nothing. Solo home run and now a 2-run triple. His first triple of the year.
After getting a sinker up and off the plate, now he gets a cutter over the middle part of the plate, and just a beautiful job. You were talking about trusting his legs, Joe. It's exactly what he does on this pitch, being able to sit back, drive the ball. Rare triple for Teo. 3 RBIs so far in this game.
And now it's Conforto slicing a drive to left center field that McCarthy goes back on and puts away to end the 6th. Hernandez has knocked in all 3 in this game. Dodgers 3, Diamondbacks nothing. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor. Serve it up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. Solo home run and a 2-run triple from Teoscar Hernández, and a 3-0 Dodger lead to the bottom of the 6th. And for the first time, Ohtani pitches into the 6th inning.
stuff has been really good. Look at the swing and misses. All 16, by the way, 16 through 5 innings. That 4-seam, but Dynamite up at the top of the zone. Out with a sweeper and curveball off of that. Big swing and miss stuff with the breaking ball and the fastball. From the fastball more, hit 101 miles an hour in this game.
Opponent's just 2 for 18 against his fastball the last 2 games. And how about those numbers the last 4? 1 run allowed.
27 strikeouts to 4 walks. I mean, come on. It's otherworldly. You know that he's going to attack the strike zone, but he's been so unpredictable with how he's done it.
9-1-2 for the Diamondbacks series. Ahead of Jake McCarthy, 0-2. First a fastball, then a curve, and that big separation, 20+ miles per hour. Unpredictable, and even if you could predict it, that's still a huge adjustment to make in terms of velocity. Back to the curve. McCarthy barely stays alive, and we've seen that curveball make a huge jump in usage during this recent stretch. And that's the reason for it. Yeah, he's got 7 different pitches, but most of them are pretty hard. Even the splitters, low 90s, sliders, high 80s, sometimes touches 90s. So to have that pitch that does give him the speed separation has been part of him, to use your word, be otherworldly lately. Protective swing on 100.
Yeah, about 80% of his pitches, even though he has 7, have been the fastball or a breaking ball. The problem is the breaking ball can be a sweeper, slider, or a curveball, and they're all so different.
Bouncing ball along first. Ohtani gets there and tags McCarthy out. And apologizes for tagging him.
Sorry. I got you there. But I'm really not. I'm really not sorry, because at the end of the day, like, watch this move. I get down the line here. Otherwise, this is a base hit. No chance Freddie's going to get to this. Shohei with the speed, the versatility, the athleticism, and yeah, the tag to finish him off.
I don't know about you, but I'm sure a lot of you at home are like me, sitting there holding your breath, watching him go after that ball. Yeah, maybe one of the greatest athletes of all time, but still. Bubble wrap him.
Especially when you saw him running right for the runner.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
Back to the top, and Perdomo, who golfs the first pitch straight behind him. Arizona no runs on 3 hits. Ohtani has struck out 8. That's 1 shy of his season high. 9 of them against the Reds, his last start of August. 87 pitches in that game. That's his high. 79th is wrapped into right center for a base hit for Perdomo.
Rare hitter to make contact twice in the game. Perdomo hit a curveball more up in the zone.
4 hits, all singles. Runner at first with 1 away for Ketel Marte. Marte has one of those singles. Back in the 4th. To first, Freeman ricochets it to Edman, and they've got Perdomo caught between a rock and a hard place there. He had to pause to make sure Freeman didn't catch it, and then had no chance to get to second, so fielder's choice and 2 gone.
Freddie knocks this down. Line drive. Probably would have had the double play just because of where he was positioned with Perdomo. Still gets the out.
Bullpen's ready. Edgardo Henriquez. With Ohtani an out away from finishing off 6 innings. Carroll struck out both times. Fouls off a first pitch cutter at 94.
Ohtani also hitting that 80 pitch mark as well. All good signs for the Dodgers. The stuff still playing. He's very tired.
got the call, and Carroll's saying this guy's hard enough. And you got to give him 3 inches off of the inside. He said, "Did you not read the news today that the challenge system is coming next year?" ABS officially coming to Major League Baseball next year. Can't challenge that one though, so it's 0-2. Barely gets a piece of the splitter. Ohtani, a prolific checker of boxes. Whatever he needs to do, he does. And tonight the goal was to start playoff mode. Pitch into the 6th, complete 6. Strike away from doing that. Strike away from a season high 9 Ks.
Shook off twice to get to that fastball. 2 outs here in the 6th, his last inning.
Late swing and a little pop into left for a base hit.
Only Corbin Carroll.
Drop shot.
I mean, after 100 miles an hour in on the hands, and you talked about it, Joe, and a 25-mile-an-hour difference. Curveball down below the zone. I don't even know how he hit this thing. I mean, he barely does. A little chip shot onto the green to make par. That's basically what that looked like.
Well, it looked like a tennis player at the net, just trying to chip it over. Tying run to the plate here in the form of the Dodger killer Gabriel Moreno, but Ohtani has silenced him with a pair of strikeouts tonight. This is with his first one. The 1-0. Ball 2. Diamondbacks a game and a half out of a playoff spot. 5 left after tonight. Trying to break through against Ohtani. Who's home with a 2-0 pitch. Moreno takes a fastball for a strike. Two on, 2 out. The 2-1. 2-2. Deuce is wild as Shohei Ohtani gets ready and fires. Do it again. Three runs on 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs on 5 hits for the Diamondbacks. 2 on, 2 out in the 6th inning. Another 2-2 pitch from Ohtani. Line drive center field. Pages is there, and 6 scoreless innings from Shohei Ohtani. 19 2/3 his last 4 starts in just 1 run. He goes 6 innings for the first time. Performance Spotlight brought to you by Nissan. Shohei Ohtani 6 more scoreless innings, strikes out 8, and punches that box of going 6 innings for the first time. Looked very frustrated coming off of the mound there. Some hard contact to finish off that inning. Perfectionist that he is. He struck out 8 of the first 13 hitters. Didn't have any Ks over the last 2 innings. And not that he needs strikeouts to be satisfied, but I think that he probably saw the drop off in location and command a little bit those last 2 innings. Still, though, bottom line, zeros. John Curtis comes out of the Diamondbacks pen, taking over for Brandon Pfaadt.
He was also facing the best hitters in that Diamondbacks order to end that 6th inning. Corbin Carroll had a heck of an at-bat, just battling off so many pitches, grinding him out. Got him over that 90 pitch mark.
Two and two on Tommy Edman, who bats right-handed here against the right-handed Curtis. Lefties hit just 140 against him. So Tommy's saying, well, hey, I can choose to not be a lefty. Take strike 3 anyways. So it looks like Jack Dreyer is going to be the man for the bottom of the 7th inning to take over for Ohtani.
And I love this conversation that's continuing to happen. Mark Pryor and Shohei, just everything that he's feeling, and all you talked about, the frustration that he kind of had in that last inning coming off. You could tell his mind was just, okay, this is what I want to make sure I do. It's almost like having a journal, being able to kind of say everything as you're still in the moment.
Pages to third. Alexander to first. And now a word from Kia.
The Kia K4 and K5.
Rortvedt, who's 0 for 2, but 6 more scoreless innings on his catcher's ERA. Well, conversation had to end because the lineup dictated it.
Sometimes that's a good thing. You know, you can continue to kind of go down the rabbit hole of, okay, but this and that and this. And now it's like, you know what? I'm going to bat. So unique, so many things. But this is pretty dang cool just to be able to finish your night and then switch gears. Every other pitcher's left with their thoughts.
Bounce in there, 2 and 2 on Rortvedt. John Curtis in his 8th year in the major leagues with his 8th different team. Shakes a couple times, has one that he likes and delivers. Moreno just now sees it, or McCann just now sees it, and it's out of play. Curtis last week gave up 5 runs without giving up an out to the Giants. And it skewed his overall line, but it's been a good year. Outside of that one game, he's got a .280 ERA. Continuing his journeyman career. Ohtani waits on deck. He would love to have somebody else face him in the 8th. Delivers a 2-2 to Rortvedt. Rortvedt crushes a ball to deep right field. He's got his first home run as a Dodger. Benjamin biceps flexes. 4-0 Dodgers. On a 2-strike pitch, no less, Rortvedt finds the seats.
And for the first time, he gets Shohei to greet him at home. An extra flex coming in. The dugout erupted, by the way, too, to see his first home run in that uniform. Everything he's meant to this team. Joe, you talked about it, his first at bat. Not just to the pitching staff, but to the clubhouse, the energy that he's brought, the fun that he's brought, the biceps, the jokes, all of it. They extend this lead for the Dodgers.
That's his first home run since June of 2024. Ben Rortvedt, first home run as a Dodger, his 9th in the big leagues. 4-0, Dodgers in front. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. Jalen Beeks on to face Ohtani after Ben Rortvedt tees off his first home run in more than a year. And Ohtani tries to keep up with Kyle Schwarber at his 54th today to retake the National League lead. Next one would tie Schwarber, would tie his own franchise record. Big rip and a foul, 2-1. And it would be no shock to see him not just tie it, but reset it here over the last week. Of course, his last week last year, week to 10 days, insane. He hit .628 over his last 10 games last year and homered 5 times, drove in 20. 10 of those 20 came in one game. Maybe the greatest regular season performance in a single game ever as he reached 50-50 down in Miami.
I even feel like that gets reshaped as we see the career of Shohei Ohtani in the greatest game ever, because that was just what he did offensively. Imagine in a game what he could do on both sides, what he could accomplish. We're already seeing it, but to put an exclamation point on what you're able and capable to do in just one game.
Take strike 3 here. That does it for the Dodgers in the 7th. They tack on with a Rortvedt home run. Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
Dodgers are back in the postseason, and now's your chance to experience the thrill of October baseball live at Dodger Stadium. Secure your postseason tickets at dodgers.com/postseason.
First man out of the Dodger bullpen, the left-hander rookie Jack Dreyer. Got to save his last time Saturday night against the Giants, and over the last month, Dreyer's got a .216 ERA. Blaze Alexander leads off, lines the first ball to short. Betts has it. So 1 pitch, 1 out, hard contact, but right at the Dodger shortstop. And now Odemaro Vargas, who's a switch hitter, flips around, bats right-handed. He's been much better from the other side of the plate this year. And Dreyer goes from a guy who was a surprise to jump onto the radar during spring training, make the team out of camp, to one of the most trusted guys with a week left in the regular season, somebody that they're going to lean on in October. Several young guys the Dodgers are going to be asking for big things from. You talk about Emmett Sheehan moving down there. Edgardo Henriquez figures to play a prominent role at the age of 23. Evan Phillips is with the team today, and it's noteworthy because it's the first time that he's traveled with the team since his Tommy John surgery. Evan has been, during his rehab, hanging out down in the bullpen in games just to provide whatever he can in terms of veteran leadership, and wanted to continue that here on the road. This critical final stretch. Of course, wanted to be involved if there was a celebration here, so that was part of it. But he said, hey, I want to feel like I'm contributing any way I can, and a guy like Jack Dreyer would be somebody that he'd be able to make an impact on. And you can see Evan sitting down there by Josh Bard. Up the middle, base hit center field. Vargas with a 1-out single. Said the physical stuff is so mundane, monotonous at this point for Evan Phillips. He said, I'm going to try and keep my brain as fresh and as challenged as I can. Push myself to help these guys and kind of get a little bit of preview of his future, perhaps, because he does He says want a career somehow in baseball once the playing career is finished. He said I've invested too much in this game. It's too big a part of my life to just totally give up baseball. So come back from Tommy John surgery, hopefully pitch for a long while more. But once that's finished up, he says baseball is not finished up for him, whether that's coaching or front office role. And so he's getting to flex those muscles a little bit in this role.
Pick the brain of Josh Bard. I mean, it's all reciprocal. Help out the young guys out in the bullpen, especially now as you head down the stretch, get into October. I mean, that's the kind of information you need. Big crowds, pressure, heart pounding. Evan did that with seemingly ease, the way that he was able to come out of the bullpen as a closer role. Many times high leverage.
Pinch hitter here for Alek Thomas, Tim Tawa. For the righty, pinch hits for the lefty as Dreyer throws. Ball 2. Tawa's been back and forth between the big leagues and AAA this year. This most recent call up here in September, he's hitting .286. Hit a home run on Sunday in their last game.
It's been so impressive with this Diamondbacks team is all throughout the lineup, even their bench guys have been hitting, especially the last month of the season. Doing it without even some of the bigger guys that they traded away, and yet the numbers continue to increase. The lineup continues to get deeper.
Dreyer coming inside with a 2-1 to Tawa. Freeman's over, but out of room.
I know we've talked about Shohei's last 4 starts, but you think about the last 2 starts, again, 2 of the best offenses in all of baseball. The National League, you're talking slug, all the hitters and the names. I mean, Schwarber and the Phillies with Harper, and then this Diamondbacks offense, and yet Shohei just made them look silly. All the swing and misses.
Eight Ks for Shohei tonight. 6 scoreless innings. 2-2 on the pinch hitter Tawa. Here comes Dreyer. Struck him out. Outside edge, 2 away.
Coming in the back door, just sneaking over the outside part of the plate. Looks like it's going to be way out, but finishes it just on the corner. Good job, Benny Biceps bringing that in. Strike 3.
The hitter's McCann with 2 gone here in the 7th. In front of 42,000 tonight. There have been days and years not too long ago you'd come in here for a series midweek and there'd be a lot of Dodger fans and a lot of Dodger fans. That'd be about it. But Diamondbacks winning the pennant a couple years ago and inspiring folks around here these last few weeks, charging back into the race on a Tuesday night. 42,000 and almost up there to the rafters. First of 3 between the teams, a couple night games and then a day game on Thursday. 1-1 pitch, fly to center field. Back goes Pages on the track, turns and watches it hit off the wall. Vargas heads for the plate and will score. Diamondbacks on the board on a 2-out double from McCann.
Two-out double for James McCann. And again, this is the 8-hole for the Diamondbacks. Just misses a home run. 2 feet under, off the wall, and then off of Pages. Scores the first run of the game.
Another pinch hitter heads up there. Instead of the lefty McCarthy, it's the righty Jordan Lawler. 6th overall pick a few years back. Dave Roberts going to counter that move with one of his own. That's it for Dreyer. Enriquez coming in. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Check out the full lineup of stylish, powerful trucks and SUVs. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Counter to the counter here as Enriquez comes in. Adrian Del Castillo will pinch hit for Lawler, who was going to pinch hit for McCarthy. So 2-for-1 move here in a 4-1 game in the 7th. Enriquez, who gave up a home run, first one that he's allowed to the Phillies last week. Then on Friday, replaced Clayton Kershaw with all that buzz in the ballpark. Felt like a different kind of night. Felt like a bit of a postseason game. He came in there and struck out 3 of the 5 batters that he faced. Continues to climb that trust tree. So Del Castillo to pinch hit. Diamondbacks getting on the board here in the 7th against the Dodger pen. Got some help there. Misses by 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Missed by 1.5 feet again, and he swings.
Literally almost hit it off his knuckles. Shows you the late movement on the fastball, but this is
Ouch.
Went off his kneecap.
Del Castillo, who's missed a lot of this year with injuries, hitting just .239, a lot of strikeouts. And you can see why that may be, aggressive as he is. You can see the power as well, though, and this is a 1-run game. Well, it's a wound that just keeps on getting peeled back open. 6 scoreless from a starter. 3 runs against the pen. The first inning they take over.
Surprised they went back in there. Remember, we saw Del Castillo swing at a pitch 1.5 feet off the plate. He ends up getting another pitch, but now on the inside part of the plate, the cutter. He's ready for it.
A 1-run game. Back to the top of the order in Perdomo. Diamondbacks team fighting for its life. A crowd of 42,000 making it hard to hear. Rortvedt out there for a visit. It's Rortvedt's home run that is now the difference in this game. Dodgers needing every bit of offense, every bit of insurance. What a tough gig it is right now as a manager. Not knowing who you can trust.
Yeah.
Freeman's got it. And we move along to the 8th. But the Diamondbacks get right back in it with 3. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Arco. Quality gas for less, now with rewards. Dodgers with 4, Diamondbacks with 3 in the bottom of the 7th to get back to within 1. The wild card race looks like this. Reds lost earlier. The Mets came back from down 6-1 to win at Wrigley Field, and so the Diamondbacks trying to keep pace in that wild card race. The left-hander Elijah Garcia comes on to pitch. In there with strike 1 on Mookie Betts. Or Brandon Garcia, beg your pardon. 0-2. Fly to center field. Thomas, or beg your pardon, a new center fielder in the game, Barrosa. Let me get one of these guys named right in this inning. Tawa is in left.
Stanford guy.
Padres up 7-0. Grand slam in the first inning for Ryan O'Hearn, and they have kept on rolling. Freeman swings and misses. Single and a walk for Freeman. You know, this is a stretch here, really the final month of the year. After that road trip from HE double hockey sticks through Pittsburgh and Baltimore against nothing but contending teams. I guess you had the series against Colorado when you got home from that. But the final 3 weeks, nothing but teams that, at the time of facing them, had something to play for. It makes life tough, but it also makes for a pretty good tune-up going into October. Dodgers last year talked often during their run about how they felt calloused by getting pushed the way they did by the Padres the whole time. Certainly been pushed this year. And a strain here down the stretch to get to the finish line. On the ground, a second for Marte. Of course, the hope is that you don't have to strain so much that you don't have anything left. An example like that would be 2021 when they went toe-to-toe with the Giants trying to win the division. And then just ran out of steam in the championship series against the Braves that year. But the flip side of that equation, a case like last year where you really had to grind and work to win the division, and we know how that ended. Muncy 0 for 3, takes a strike.
The biggest thing is just the mental toll. So there's the physical strain, but when I think about the bullpen, which is the obvious piece right now that is definitely still trying to get figured out, that's getting challenged more than anything, is just also the continuous blows that affect them mentally.
Way up there. When it comes down, Tawa's got it to the bottom of the 8th. When we wrap up Access Sportsnet Dodgers, Oral's in studio. He's got a sign too.
He needs to use a marker.
Yeah.
No pencil, Oral, no pencil. Still can't see it.
I don't know if there's anything on it. Alex Vesia. Bottom of the 8th inning, Dodgers by a run. Ketel Marte. Flies the first pitch that Vesia throws down the line to left. Conforto for the first out. All right, well, that's the same thing that Jack Trier had last inning. Got an out on the first pitch on a line out from Blaze Alexander. Vesia tries to build off of that and have a quiet 8th inning with the deficit now just 1.
The biggest challenge is definitely the highest leverage inning here in the 8th. Corbin Carroll and Gabby Moreno back-to-back.
First one from Vesia is very high on Carroll. Oral just texted. The sign said Teo. In all caps.
In all caps. Jerry's got to hook him up with a real pen.
Ball and a strike. Seventh game for Alex Vesia since coming off of the injured list with the oblique injuries, giving up just 1 run. Let's go. The 1-1 pitch to Carroll and gets a swing and a miss. 1-2. Good take. Count evens. 2-2. Left-hander against left-hander. Vesia tries it again. And this is high. Not a guy you want to walk. 30 stolen bases for Carroll. One of the fastest guys in the sport. Not a guy you want to give anything too good to hit either. Payoff. Walked him. Tying run reaches here in the 8th. Moreno came into this series with an 11-game on-base streak, but 0 for 3 tonight. All 3 of those at-bats against Ohtani. Delivered 6 scoreless innings. Arizona getting 3 in the 7th against the Pen. That is a pitch clock violation on Alex Vesia. Rortvedt's arguing his case. Sticking up for his pitcher. But to no avail. Junior Valentine, the plate umpire, levies ball 1. Carroll shuffles off first. Not going. Strike 1 from Vesia. Alex has been really hard to run on. Last 2 years, 9 stolen bases, but 8 caught stealing. Pretty conservative lead. And the ball 2. Moreno takes it inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Carroll getting froggy over there. 3-1 comes home. There's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. He doesn't realize that that's ball 4 with the pitch clock violation. He'll need to be reminded. Take your base, says Junior Valentine, and Moreno will. Tied run into scoring position. Go ahead run aboard. Diamondbacks trying to pull off a comeback from down 4-0 on a day with the Mets, the team they're chasing, erased a 6-1 deficit. For the Dodgers, meanwhile, it is another high wire act. Alex Vesia trying to keep his balance up there. He walked 1 over his last 8 games. Back-to-back walks here to set the table. His first pitch to Blaze Alexander. This is in. The 1-0. There's a strike. Nobody warming in the bullpen. Clayton Kershaw's been pacing. Stood on the mound a few minutes ago.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He wants to get in there. I think he's reminded Josh Bart a few times. I'm available. I want to let you know.
Vesia to Alexander with the 1-1 pitch. After a look at second, Carroll was dancing around back there. Draws the attention. Alex's biggest superpower is that elevated fastball. Alexander hits 130 against elevated pitches. There goes Carroll. Throw will go to second. They get Moreno. Wow, a double steal. Rortvedt throws behind and gets him for the second out.
Rortvedt already had to have had that in his mind. Okay, Corbin Carroll, because of the speed, if he gets the jump that he did, that bag is stolen. Muncie's not even there to cover, but to have the reaction, you just don't see this. To get Moreno out second base.
Did he get a tag on there?
It looked like he missed the first go at it.
Boy, that is not
Arizona
an out
challenging the out call at second base.
you can afford to make. Moreno has 2 stolen bases all year. He's trying to ride the coattails of Carroll right there. Rarely do you see on a double steal the throw go to second. They're showing the replays right now. The Diamondbacks fans think that there's a chance that this gets overturned. What do you think at home? If he didn't have him, how does he come off, though? I think he might come off.
Well, he misses him initially. That's the certainty, and that's what the Diamondbacks fans are cheering. His hand comes off, but is Edmonds still holding the tag long enough? And he's off the bag at the very end.
Holy cow, game hanging in the balance here, potentially. Season potentially hanging right there for the Diamondbacks. All right, hand is off now. Oh boy, it's close. Call in the field is that he's out. And so the question you have to ask yourself is, do you see enough there to deem that he is no doubt safe?
Not the back end. I mean, if it's just that first part, yes. Heck yes, he misses the tag, but the very end, I think he's still tagging him, and he's off the bag.
After the call on the field is confirmed, the runner's out. Arizona will lose their challenge.
It's like as it went through that replay on the video board, half of the stadium erupted at first, the Diamondbacks fans seeing him miss the tag. And then as the replay continued to the back end of it, the other half of the stadium erupted. Those would be the Dodger fans watching him come off of the base. Wow. Rortvedt, who has hit a home run that at this point has the Dodgers in front, records the second out of the 8th inning with a caught stealing at second. Tying run now 90 feet away in the form of Carroll. The count is 2-1 on Blaze Alexander. Alex Vesia comes home. Alexander grounds one foul. 2-2.
Vesia needs one of those elevated fastballs. He missed low. Blaze Alexander almost made him pay. Barely found that one off. Needs that fastball top of the zone, especially the weakness of Alexander.
Here's the 2-2. Ball 3. Ildemaro Vargas, the on-deck hitter. 2 walks in this inning. The payoff pitch. Alexander swings and misses. Got him with a high fastball. Vesia gets out of it with some help from Rortvedt. Teoscar Hernández leads off the 9th for the Dodgers. 4 runs for LA today. He's driven in 3. Hit his 25th home run of the year in the 2nd to make it 1-0. Stayed 1-0 until his 2-run triple in the 6th.
Showing off the power, the rare triple for him, getting the whole offense fired up. Good thing for Ben Rortvedt's solo home run, the difference in the game.
Teo drives the first ball he sees from Ryan Thompson to center field. It's caught out there by Barrosa. The one pitch, one out here in the ninth as Ryan Thompson comes in, a guy that has missed a lot of this season with a shoulder and neck issue, but since coming back, he's got a 1.50 ERA in 9 games, which is what he was for most of his first 2 years since they got him from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, big boost for the bullpen when they got him back. Only 26 appearances, but only 2 earned runs since that May 23rd date, kind of on and off the IL.
Strike on Conforto. It'll be Tanner Scott for the ninth. Vargas, Tawa, or Vargas Barrosa, as they have unloaded the bench, and then McCann due up. That's 6, 7, and 8. Bouncing ball to second. Ketel Marte. 2 outs on 3 pitches. Tommy Edman trying to reach for the first time. Tomorrow it will be Blake Snell. Ryan Nelson counters for the Diamondbacks. Blake Snell coming off back-to-back dominant games on the homestand. 11 Ks in one of them, 12 Ks in the other against the Phillies. And the starting rotation has been just marvelous. This 10-4 stretch, the starters are 7-0 with a 1.91, and then you can add 6 scoreless innings from Ohtani tonight to make it a nice tidy 15-game stretch where that ERA is going to be down around 1.5. That is a dunk shot attempt, but a diving try and a catch made by Tim Tawa. Tawa's due up second in the 9th inning. Fasten those seatbelts. Scott coming on. Vargas, Tawa coming up.
Get your 2025 postseason tickets. They're on sale now. Secure your spot today. Visit Dodgers.com/postseason.
Dodgers trying to drop the magic number for a 12th division title in 13 years down to 2. They need 3 outs to accomplish that. They've got Tanner Scott coming on here for the bottom of the 9th. Ohtani today 6 scoreless innings, struck out 8. Trier and Enriquez give up 3 runs in the 7th. Scoreless 8th from Vesia, and now it's Tanner Scott. And this trying first year in Dodger blue, but has looked better lately. 4 consecutive scoreless outings. Here we go. Vargas to lead it off. 1 out of 3 with a single. First one from Scott. Inside ball 1. Tawa and McCann to follow. Just 1 player left on Torey Lovullo's bench. Checked his swing, but went around, and it's 1-1. It's the first time since June Scott has put up 4 consecutive scoreless outings. Let's go over 1-1 pitch. Vargas takes it low, ball 2. Count evens 2-2. Those last 3 outs, the toughest ones to get. And then you layer on the mental battle of the year that he's had. You layer on the pressure of packed ballpark and a postseason race. 2-2. Hit him. Vargas on is the tying run.
Maybe nicked the toe too. Slider.
Vargas not a stolen base threat, hasn't even tried this year. That's the 6th base runner in 2+ innings against the pen. And now it's Tawa, who's got power. Shows bunt and takes high. He's got power. They're going to see if he's got a little savvy to his game too, a little small ball.
Super interesting, especially for this part of the order.
He has 2 sacrifices this year, which is a high number these days. Squares again and takes ball 2. Now you got to ask the question, is it worth giving yourself up, giving up an out? 3-0. Squares again, takes ball 4. A hit batter and a 4-pitch walk. Tying runners in scoring position. Winning run for the Diamondbacks is at first.
So much more about trust and confidence than anything. And the stuff has been there for Tanner, and we talked about it. Last 4 appearances, not giving up a run. Just believing in it, and that's when you see the bigger misses.
How many? So it's McCann. McCann does not have a sacrifice this year. Dodgers are thinking they might see the first try right here. Freeman way in at first. There's the square. There's the bunt. Foul.
Also surprised that he tried to bunt that pitch, knowing Tanner Scott was having a hard time finding the strike zone. That one in off the plate.
Squares again, pops it up, strike 2.
Wow.
Diamondbacks are 3rd in the majors in sacrifice attempts. Only the Padres and the Brewers do this more often. And never has there been a more important spot for one in this season, in this unlikely ride to the edge of the postseason for Arizona. Scott, after the 4-pitch walk, ahead of McCann 0-2. Squares again, bunts it in play with 2 strikes. Tying run to 3rd, winning run to 2nd. Wow, James McCann, they keep the call on, and not an easy pitch to put down, but he does.
He didn't see a strike this entire at bat. 3 bunt attempts. He gets the hardest one to bunt down. Definitely a big part of the Diamondbacks game.
Infield is in. Guarding against a squeeze play here. And coming home on a ground ball. Barrosa, 24 years old. Never had a multi-hit game before Sunday, their last game, when he had 3 hits, including a home run. The first of his career. With the infield coming in here, yeah, you cut down the tying run, but it opens up holes for the winning run. There's the bunt. It is foul, and it's 0-2. And that is why you risk opening up those holes. You're only chance here is going to be for this ball to roll foul. Bunt it that well, there's no defense that can protect it if it stays fair. The 0-2 from Scott. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Call. He's got room, but the game is tied. The Diamondbacks have scored 4 against the Dodger bullpen. And it's 4-4 in the bottom of the 9th.
That ninth spot in the lineup that scored or hit in 3 of the 4 runs as well. 2 consecutive sacrifice.
Perdomo trying to win it. Tanner Scott, who had 2 blown saves all of last year, with his major league high 10th this year. Two 2-0. Marte on deck. Perdomo takes a strike. If he can get it to extras, 8-9-1 due up for the Dodgers. All the top pieces have fired in that Dodger bullpen. If it does get to extras, you may see Clayton Kershaw. Scott's 2-1. It's ball 3. Strike 2. Line drive, base hit left field. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not in time. The Diamondbacks keeping their hopes alive, scoring 5 unanswered to steal this one from the Dodgers, 5-4. Wow.
They're definitely playing like this is October baseball. The way that they sacrifice Joe with 2 strikes to move a runner, sacrifice fly to tie it. Perdomo, who's had the best season of his career, gets the game winner.
No words. Coming up next, Access Sportsnet Dodgers, 5-4 Diamondbacks. Game 2 tomorrow night.
God bless you. I'm upon this one again. No. Double pro. I met this girl last December. Her name na Monica. She sent me her picture from Twitter. She dey always wear short nika tie. Monica too fine, no, but Monica too like money. I spend money for Monica. She still dey follow. She still the waka waka. See Monica with Brandy Boy. I see Monica with Double Pro. I see Monica with Tomo Healer. GC, now waiting this up. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda.
If you get money, Monica go stay with you. If you not go get money, Monica fit stay with you. Monica, follow. If you get big things, she swallow. If you don't get, borrow. Monica no dey for Kaluka fit shame you. If you're today, no be the same you. Why can't they love the same you? Monica when I see for Facebook. Monica go far away. Monica dey with that day. Trust me, I go away. When tell me I like it. Just you they spend money. Monica want come party. If you no come concert, Monica no be dundee. She like dundies.
Come to my place, she go run, come. I swear she go run, come. She see me take out money, she go shake bum. She go shake bum. She dey pepper for mat like say I lick dum. Like say I lick dum. She do like skin that she know they use condom. I swear she know they use condom. Monica, oh, Monica go kill the best yo. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda.
It's time to give you no